Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Team Macaulay coming with another video. Today we got another VGC 2016 Wi-Fi battle here on the battle spot. And today my opponent had you can see here, he only brought one of his restricted Pokemon, but he did have a dual primal team. No, excuse me. It was a Kyogre Xerneas team with support Pokemon, Talonflame, Liepard, Ferrothorn, and the Kangaskhan. So it actually surprised me that he didn't bring the Xerneas. I mean, I do have Groudon and Aegislash, but I also have Rayquaza and which it hits super effective. But I mean, other Pokemon that didn't really harm it too much. And I'm actually surprised that he brought the Ferrothorn here instead of over the Xerneas, excuse me, since the only thing he could really hit for super effective damage on my team is the Lapras. So here that's why I decided to bring my Thundurus here to deal with Kyogre, Talonflame, Ferrothorn with Taunt, and also the Liepard with Taunt, and the Aegislash to deal with the Xerneas, obviously, and also the I suppose Water Spouts or Origin Pulses from the Kyogre. So that's like the whole time I was playing as if my opponent had the Xerneas in the back. So we're gonna go ahead and get started now. And I decided to go with my Groudon Thundurus because I'm like, there's not really much that he can do that'll stop this combination, since if he sends out Kyogre, I'll be slower and I'll get the sun up, and I'll be able to hit it for super effective Thunderbolts. And also, if my opponent goes with some sort of support Pokemon, I'll be able to taunt it right away or whatever. So we're in a good position here. He sends out the Ferrothorn, so it's easy pickings for my Groudon. But the thing is like here, I mean, it's pretty obvious my opponent's gonna go for the fake out onto the Groudon here. So I go for the protect that just to take a little less damage, since I mean he's either gonna switch out into Kyogre or he's just gonna like target it down. So I get a free Thunderbolt off, and he goes for the lead sheet into the Groudon slot, and here he's gonna protect with Ferrothorn, which is a good call on his part. I should have honestly considered that. I go for the Swagger to Ferrothorn instead of the Taunt, and he goes for the Double Edge and the Groudon, which are going to deal decent damage. It's about 50%, a little over. So, I mean, Double Edge is just one powerful move on Kangaskhan. So I go for the Precipice Blades here, since it was the safe play. I could have done like probably 40-50% to Ferrothorn and picked up the knock on the Kangaskhan. So Kangaskhan's already down. That's a big offensive threat. So I'm like, okay, he's got Kyogre and Xerneas in the back, and he sends in the Kyogre, which is what I would have done too, since Xerneas wouldn't have been able to do much here. So now the rain's gonna come up, and here I'm kind of thinking and debating about the worth of Groudon right now, since Ferrothorn can't really do too much. I mean, he can hit my team pretty hard, but in the end, he can't do too much damage to the rest of my team. So I go for the taunt onto the Ferrothorn. Here I'm like, he's probably gonna go for like a Water Pulse, excuse me, an Origin Pulse or a Water Spout. But I get the avoid on Thundurus, which is kind of unfortunate because I was sort of looking for the free switch in right here onto my Aegislash. But he's going to switch out his Ferrothorn and the Talonflame, and I found this really interesting. I was like, that the Ferrothorn was pretty safe. So here I'm going to let my Groudon go down, and Thundurus barely holds on with 7 HP. So I'm going to be able to, or I eat up the Citrus. It doesn't matter, another Origin Pulse is still going to be able to take me out. But I do get the Thunderbolt off on the Kyogre, which should do around 50%. That's what it's EV to do. We see it does like 75% because it's a crit. And we also pick up the Paralysis, and that's a huge Paralysis right there. Because now whatever I bring in is going to be able to outspeed. So I decided to bring in the Rayquaza here instead of the Aegislash. Aegislash is kind of, if I can knock out these two Pokemon, Aegislash can win me the game in a 1v1 versus Ferrothorn. So I protect Thundurus here, expecting him to go for the Brave Bird on the Thundurus. So maybe that's what he was thinking. He was predicting a protect, so we protected there. So good play by my opponent, and he goes for another Origin Pulse, and we get the avoid with Rayquaza. So not too sure. Well, I guess that did make. In the end, it's going to make a. Oh, I don't know. Well, I don't know if it makes much of an impact on the outcome of the match, but I mean that's still a big deal. I probably it might have taken me down to my sash, but here he's gonna go for the Brave Bird onto the Rayquaza slot, probably expecting for an ult to hit the Origin Pulse to be able to pick up the double knockout. But I go for the Thunderbolt into the Kyogre since I have the Delta Stream up, and Talonflame would take 50% reduced damage if I went into the Talonflame. So I pick up the knockout onto the Kyogre. I also just go for the safe Dragon Ascent into the Talonflame slot, just so I don't risk a miss. So that's easily going to pick up the knockout on the Talonflame. So now we get a nice 3v1 situation, but my Rayquaza is at -1 defenses, and Thundurus is at really low HP. So it's not over yet since this, well, I mean it pretty much is since Ferrothorn can't really do much to my Aegislash, but I mean it's still a really bulky Pokemon. It's going to be able to do some decent damage to my 2 Pokemon out right now. So I taunt. The only way he can win this is if he gets like Leech Seeds and Protects and stuff. So I just take away that option. I just go for the Dragon Ascent, which does quite a bit of damage. But now I'm at -2 defenses, and he reveals the Iron Barbs. Well, obviously, the Rocky Helmet is what I wanted to say. So not leftovers. So he might not even carry. No, I think he does carry Leechy because he went for it earlier. But so that's not going to be enough. But this next turn, we're easily going to be able to pick up the knockout with Dragon Ascent. He's not going to stall it out. He's going to wait until the end of the game, which I really like. I mean, my opponent had some unfortunate misses. He missed 2 Origin Pulses. And they were both like when I protected one Pokemon, he missed the Origin Pulse on the other Pokemon. So he didn't get any damage off. I think he landed 1 Origin Pulse. And that was on 1 Origin Pulse on both Pokemon, and that was on Groudon and Thundurus. So I think my opponent would have had a better matchup if he brought the Ferrothorn instead of the Xerneas. I mean, obviously Xerneas would have had a really hard time against Groudon and Aegislash, but his Ferrothorn wasn't able to do much against my team, since my team pretty much resisted. I think everyone on my team right there resists, well, except for Groudon, resisted the Power Whip, and then Aegislash and Groudon resisted the Gyro Ball. So even if it came down to it in a 1v1, my Aegislash would have beaten. Actually, I would have beaten his Ferrothorn because I would have been able to get neutral Shadow Balls off, and I would have been able to like King Shield his attacks to lower his attack by a couple stages. So I feel like my opponent could have had I feel like the Talonflame was a better option instead of the other Pokemon he had. I don't remember what it was, but I feel like that instead of the Ferrothorn, he could have brought the Xerneas. Would have done it because he didn't really have that much offensive presence on his team. Not much support. Oh, the Liepard was the other Pokemon. So, but that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know if you guys want to battle me. 6v6 singles, 6v6 doubles, VGC 2016, whatever you want. I'm always looking for people to battle. So that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.